Alrighty. Gonna get some streaming on today. Let me see if this works. Alright, I'll do the same thing I did the other day, which is put that up and then just... Okay. Maybe it's because my session is not recognized as having started yet. Okay, let me... Xylus versus Rebo, and then his Kitten versus Deafy. Let's do that. Fantastic. All right. Rolls are coming out. 35 for Scrowl, 47 for Hibiki. Get everything all set up here. We've got most stuff figured out here. Let me make sure that this is also best of 9 so that I'm not throwing anyone off here. All right. I think we are ready. The rolls have come out. Scrowl going to be picking second ban, so Hibiki's going to have the first chance to get rid of a map here. Hibiki going to have our first ban of this match here. Very interested to see what they decide to go for against Scrowl. Very good at more awkward stuff, maybe even tech. Looks like it's going to be Hard Rock 4, so that tech ban does make a lot of sense if you are Hibiki. Scrowl, very strong at that. Hard Rock 4. I think they even have me saying no mod 4 in here. It's over. It's so over for all of us. And it looks like a Hard Rock 9 ban for Scrowl. So Flamingo going to be banning out that base mechanic skill set here. Scrowl has the first pick of this match, I imagine, maybe looking for an alt map. And as I say that, yes, Hard Rock 3, we are going to see an alt map. It's going to be the Nekaya team. Very good song. Absolute banger. Scrawl is truing with that one. Shoutouts to, actually, Rasoa, who was the first person I know that actually pulled this song. I saw this song in a tournament map pool, and I was like, and, the map obviously being a Mirage map. It's high quality to begin with, so you know that it's going to be fun, too. But Scrawl, very good alt player, very good at these quick back and forths. This is one of his strongest skill sets. I'm expecting to see some good stuff out of Scrawl for their first pick on this one. This matchup right here currently is a matchup between the 17th and 16th seed, by the way. So Hibiki and Scrawl, the two closest seeds in this tournament for a matchup. There is no match that is closer than this one. So we may see some very interesting back and forth between these two players. I'm gonna have to modify the hit sound volume in a bit. Actually, I could probably just do that right now, right? There we go. I think that's respectable. Slightly quieter. Not overpowering the music. Both players doing well to make it through the beginning. A little bit of a rough accuracy, but as we get into the hard part here, first Ki, this is where it's going to start to matter. Hibiki finds a break right at the start of it. There's another break for Hibiki there. Scrawl looking really good on his first pick so far. Scrawl will finally find a break on that section right there with the back and forths, the stairs, but still looking pretty good here. 100,000 score in the lead. Getting a little bit rough into that halfway point, but Hibiki does not have enough combo to make a comeback right now. As long as Scrawl can continue to find a little bit of combo in the second half here, gonna be set to take this pick. Here we go into the next Ki. This is basically a repeat of the first one. Here, another hard section. We saw Hibiki find the first break on this section in the first Ki. Not going to be the first one to find the break so far. Both players looking very confident on the second time through. Accuracies are starting to come together as well. 96.5 to 97 effectively. Still about 100,000 score lead for Scrawl as he finds a break here. Hibiki now has an advantage coming into the ending of the last Ki. We've got the last section of the map here now. He's going to be able to claw back. A decent bit of score, unfortunately, does find a miss. And I think Hibiki needed to hold the combo in that section for any chance of a comeback to happen here. Did bring that 100,000 score gap down to about 70,000. But it simply was not enough. Scrawl's initial combo at the beginning of the map, too big. And that is a 520,000 with the spinner, basically, score into the ending for Scrawl. And Hibiki not going to be taking a break point on the first pick. Scrawl looking confident in their starting pick of Hard Rock 3. And pick now goes to Hibiki. Nothing crazy at the start of this match. We talked about the fact that this is a 16 versus 17 seed matchup, so we are expecting these players to be able to get their own picks. We're expecting them to go back and forth with this match. Pretty hefty matchup here to start off the tournament. The closest match that we have seen thus far was actually between Welter and Mashevsky, with a 5-3 finish. That was a 5 seed versus 28 seed matchup that we saw a 5-3 finish in. That's pretty close, all things considered. So we're looking for something even closer in this matchup between two seeds that are only one spot away. It's Hard Rock 10 as the pick coming out of Hibiki. It's going to be the flow aim styled Hard Rock 10 Shippujinrai. A little bit of audio glitching at the start of this pick. We'd love to see it. So I don't know why this happens, that little, like, crackly audio glitch. You just have to hit sync music enough times. Yeah, it was a very close match. Well fought by Welter to take the win in that match. Mashevsky looking very scary. Certainly not quite as scary as these two players have looked in this match thus far. Again, remember, Scrowell taking that first pick as the 17th seed in here, but Hibiki technically the higher seed in this matchup, looking to take his own pick now. Shippujinrai, again, flow, aim, stream-styled pick here for Hibiki. Some rhythm control, not enough that it makes it a main focus of this pick, but there are a couple snapping changes in some of these streams. Looking for Hibiki to get that point on the board here. That first pick we saw from Scrowell on Hard Rock 3 had a difference of less than 100,000 points. Now, in a 1v1, that is not a crazy small gap, but it's certainly not insurmountable. If Hibiki didn't find a break in the ending Ki, he definitely would have been able to take that last pick back. So the 16th seed looking for a little bit of redemption on their own pick right now. Scrowell is a scary early stage player, but Hibiki is also scary in general for Hard Rock, so we're looking for big things out of these two. Pretty comfortable from Hibiki at the beginning of Shippujinrai. Scrowell going to be the one to find the early break in this map. We saw Hibiki find a break in the first Ki of Hard Rock 3. And this is not a long map as well. You can see we're halfway through the map basically right now. Hibiki still holding that full combo, has generated themselves a 100,000 score lead already. We'll see what happens into the next Ki. Hibiki's going to have to hold through these dense streams here. Scrowell's going to find another break. Hibiki does over-aim a spacing increase, but Scrowell does not have enough combo to make a comeback right now unless Hibiki finds an absolutely terrible break into the ending of this stream section. It is going to be a slider break, but I don't know if there's going to be enough time for Hibiki to give this one away. It's a 100,000 score into the ending patterns, and Scrowell's going to find another break here as well. We're going to come into some more awkward sections at the ending, some 1/3. Both players finding trouble having a consistent combo here at the ending. And as we approach the last section of the map into this stream, I think that may just be it for Hibiki into this last stream. And there it is. The bans, unfortunately, I think Nightbot is absolutely deceased today. So I don't think we're going to have any commands working, but Hibiki banned out Hard Rock 4 and Scrowell banned out Hard Rock 9. A little bit of a gamble. Some decent scores from these two players, though. Doing well to take their own picks here. It's a 448,000 to 368,000 for Scrowell. That is My Love and Flamingo that have been banned for this match so far. So no tech on one end and no aim on the other end. Next pick for Scrowell is going to be that Hard Rock 5. It's going to be Shonen Wasora Otadoru. So we're going hefty into the finger control for Scrowell today. Again, we saw this map played yesterday on stream. We're going to see it again. It's very heavy with the finger control, very accuracy focused at the beginning into some faster tapping patterns into the ending here. Scrowell, Hibiki, 1 point on the board each. Scrowell looking to take his second point now. Really not going to focus on the seeds too much in this matchup. In a 16th versus 17th seed matchup, sure, there is technically a player that is the higher seed in this matchup. In this case, it is Hibiki. But the seeds are far too close for anything to matter. And both of these players are so tenured when it comes to their Hard Rock ability and tournament play that it's really hard to decide, you know, who would ever have an advantage in this match overall. Both players have done well to take their own picks at the start. They've looked pretty confident. Scrowell going to find a bit of a mistap, actually, at the beginning there on that first rhythm shift, so Hibiki may be able to take a bit of a lead at the start of this pick, with about double the combo almost that Skrull has. Still plenty of map left to go. We saw some ridiculous accuracy and combo on this map yesterday from Mamio Kokoro. Didn't get a chance to look at too many of the other MP links from this weekend. We'll have full stats up at the end of every single weekend, so you all will be able to get a chance to see where you stood in relation to the remainder of the participants. Hibiki gonna find a break. That's gonna give Skrull the break that he needed after that initial slip up in this map here. Looking very comfortable through this finger control. Not dropping any hundreds through that section there. Certainly not solidified yet, but Skrull now being able to get back into the lead on his own pick. About 50,000 score. It's a 500 combo to just under 200. Definitely a decent enough gap to feel comfortable for now. Gotta hold through some of this tapping section here. We saw Flamesteer find a break right at the ending of this section, actually, yesterday, unfortunately losing him the pick. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen to one of these players, and it doesn't look like it will. Both holding pretty confidently through the tapping section, and I think Skrull may have done it. This is going to be a 200,000 score lead rather quickly here, despite the fact that Hibiki has quite a large combo. These are two very good scores from these players right here. Extremely respectable on both sides. We're going to see both players over 500k. Skrull doing exactly what he needed to do on his own pick, coming very close to 750k. Yeah, I mean, without that act drop at the ending, that was a 750,000 score from Skrull right there. So extremely confident in their own pick. Hibiki, again, respectable 500,000 score. A little bit of a bigger gap on this one. We're stretching it out to almost 250,000 on Shonen here, but not insurmountable for Hibiki. Still trading picks back and forth on their own slots. It's going to be, again, Hibiki's going to go in for the CS 9.1 map. Hibiki, known precision player, extremely confident at this skill set. This is one of their fortes in tournaments overall is precision ability. So I'm looking for an impressive performance from Hibiki on this Hard Rock 15. A little bit of RNG on some of these space streams. I'm hoping that doesn't make too much of a difference for either of these players here, but that raw precision requirement in CS 9.1, very difficult. Skrull, very proficient, very strong Hard Rock player, but can he stand up against Hibiki, who is almost a known legend of precision at this point? Skrull came out of the gates running with tournaments recently. Definitely a slightly newer face to the scene than I think a lot of the other Russian tournament players, but has very, very well proven themselves to be able to stand at the top with some of the best. Hibiki has spent a very long time maintaining that position here, so we'll see if that makes any difference, especially being the higher seed in this matchup as well. I think Skrull was going to really quickly switch out his keypad, and then I think we were going to get into this pick. Double checking those mods. We have yet to see many matches this weekend, or honestly, let me double check some of these MP links. I'm not sure if we've seen any match this weekend with Hidden Hard Rock. I mean, yeah, so Welter versus Mashevsky, no Hidden Hard Rock. Mamio Kokoro Flamesteer definitely had no Hidden Hard Rock. Deske versus Nanolini, no Hidden Hard Rock. Ciccone versus Ilboss Del Poppin, no Hidden Hard Rock. And then in Crystal versus Shinkiro, no Hidden Hard Rock. So not a single player thus far opting in for the Hidden Preference mod. Nightbot is currently not working, so there is the main spreadsheet. I don't know why Nightbot is not working, but it is not. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if Xylus or maybe Zudinator or someone goes for some hidden Hard Rock. That'll be a little bit later today. I'm definitely expecting to see some this weekend, but I don't know if I'm expecting to see a lot. Both players having a lot of trouble holding the combo and accuracy at the beginning of this pick right now. There's a big break for Hibiki there, but Scrowell gonna trade it out. We're gonna maintain that 10,000 score gap between these two players here. Hibiki again over-aiming on these patterns very frequently. Neither player really able to find some big combo. Hibiki's gonna have to hope that Scrowell finds another big break here in order to give that lead over. It's so close, though. It's still about 10 to 20,000, but this accuracy drop for Hibiki here is really making all the difference. These players continuing to trade out breaks. It's now 40,000 score lead for Scrowell. Hibiki once again with another over-aim into the ending of the map here, and that's going to do it. The first break point for Hibiki. I am not sure what is... Why is Hibiki's spinner so squared? That was so weird. What is happening with that client window? Less than 100 maximum combo for both players on Hard Rock 15 with a winning score of 206,000 from Scrowell there. That is a break point for the 17th seed in this matchup. Hibiki now going to have to find their way back into this one. This is a best of 9. You really can't go and let up more than one break point. So it's certainly not the end of the world for Hibiki. But again, this is going to have to be a Hibiki break point and then winning one of Scrowell's picks, or winning their own pick immediately after to consolidate it here. If Scrowell wins their own pick here, it's going to force Hibiki to win their own pick and then Scrowell's pick immediately following it, and then theirs again to fend off that tiebreaker. It's Hard Rock 7 from Scrowell as the next pick. That is going to be Day by Day. It's the finger control, aim control pick. Here we go. Day by Day, Psyche remix. Mapped by Jazag. This map has a very high base level requirement for finger control and aim control, especially through the key eyes. And it's something that we've seen Scrowell be very confident in through multiple tournaments in this match especially. And if Scrowell can maintain that through this pick here, going to be looking very, very solid going into match point. Hibiki has to make that recovery sooner rather than later from that lost break point. The beginning of the map is pretty straightforward here. It's basically just a couple slider jumps, mostly aim requirement, basic tapping. You really don't get into what this map actually is until you hit the first key eye. So both players should be having no issues right here at the beginning, and it looks like that stands true. A couple less slider ends dropped for Hibiki, but only 2 or 3. That accuracy gain from Scrowell being almost at 98 going to be providing a little bit more of an advantage than those slider ends. And here we go into the first key eye. This is the first section of the map where you really start to see what this pick is all about. Some doubles into these sliders in one quick stream. And here we go into the first finger control section here. Very mild on the aim control. Mostly finger control requirement in this section. Switching between these triples and quintuples bursts here. Just raw finger control. Really low BPM though, so you're not looking for that speed finger control where your stamina starts to be tested in here as well. Very calm, collected finger control. Hibiki gonna find the first break on that. That's not the best scenario for them. Oh no, it was Bancho saved Neither player missing that first section. The accuracy really suffering on Hibiki, but it's all about the combo. If both players make it through this section, we're in for a very interesting pick here. One more section to hit here into the aim, and they've got to pause. And there we go, the first pause into the spinner. Both players have made it into the second Ki. So the second Ki is basically a repeat of the first Ki, but it kicks up that aim control aspect a notch here. So you're looking for that same level of finger control, but with more of an aim requirement now. Both of these players, very good aim players. Scrowell may have the advantage in that category just a little bit, and you can see how comfortable he is with 96% accuracy compared to 92%. No breaks on this double section with the accelerating stream, and here we go into the aim control section. This is just pure doubles into sliders. Hibiki looking to find a slider break there, it looks like. Scrowell, no issues until that one miss. They're actually going to find a chain miss. This is not over for Hibiki right now. Only about 65,000 score gained for Scrowell on that section, and that chain miss is actually going to bring the act down. Unfortunately, Hibiki going to find a break there as well. And both players going to come into this lack section, which just goes into mechanics here. It's Hibiki to find one more break for good measure, and I think Scrowell is going to be able to maintain this into the ending right now, into this cut stream section. And that might just be another point on the board for Scrowell, unless he finds some very, very rough chain misses into this ending section. I don't think that would matter regardless. It's 100,000 score in the favor of Scrowell. And it's going to be Hibiki to find the break at the ending section with the flow aim. Scrowell confident into the ending flow aim here. 360 combo and climbing, going to pass 400 by the end of the map here. 500,000 score overall, and that is going to be another Scrowell point on the board for Day by Day. Very well played from both players. Extremely good scores. 415k and 550k. Scrowell just a little bit stronger on that map overall. The accuracy doing a lot of damage to Hibiki on that pick. That would have been a rather close point without Hibiki's act drop. About double the 100 count of Scrowell. And now here's the scenario that Hibiki has to manifest here. Has to grab their own point to start. Then has to grab a break point from Scrowell, and then has to get another point of his own on the board here. So that's 3 consecutive points. 2 of their own, 1 of Scrowell's. And then it's tiebreaker if that happens. So this could potentially be the final pick for Hibiki here, if he does not pick correctly. And it's difficult to pick correctly in a matchup against Scrowell, especially on early stages. Very strong player, very consistent. It's going to be Hard Rock 11. It's going to be Yokakushi, the DJ Toto map. We're going to base mechanics here. This is basically just aim and streams. Slightly flow aim focused, but this is definitely one of the more simplistic maps we have in the pool mechanically. So Hibiki bringing it back to basics here versus Scrowell to see if they can sneak another point on the board. Again, Hibiki is the higher seeded player in this matchup, so Scrowell technically fighting an uphill battle here and is prevailing. 3 points in the lead as the 17th seed versus the 16th seed, proving just how strong Scrowell is and how much they want to outplace their seed in this bracket. Good luck, have funds out in what could potentially be the beginning of the end for Hibiki or the start of something great. Both players playing well so far. Scrowell just a little bit better than Hibiki on some of these picks here. Looking to make that turnaround here on Yokakushi. Again, this is basically just aim and streams here. Nothing crazy. There's not some 1/3 patterns to trip you up. There's no tech slider section in here. It's aim and streams. So nothing crazy. A couple space streams, so there's some difficulty spikes in here, but not the worst thing ever. Both of these players have a strong base level skill set here, so they should have a good time on either side here. It's just about who will potentially find that first early break, maybe on some of these D-Cell streams. They do have the potential to catch either of these players out here, but as we get into the first Ki here after this beginning section, we'll see what happens. Scrowel with slightly higher accuracy. Both players hit the cut stream now, and here we go into the actual part of the map. The jumps get a little bit bigger here. The streams get a little bit more spaced. Difficulty continuing to go up into this Ki, not letting up for either player. Both holding that combo past halfway here. The first break will surely lose this pick, and it's Hibiki to find a slider break. Leaves the ending of a straight slider too early, and that may just be it for this match for Hibiki. Here's Scrowel maintaining that consistency into the ending. 98% accuracy into the space streams. Will finally find a miss on the accelerating stream. And into the ending of the map here, it's 580,000 to 470,000. I don't know if Hibiki has enough combo to make a comeback at the end. Certainly does not after that miss at the ending here. And that is going to be Scrowel finishing out with a 5-1 finish against Hibiki. And a strong finish for Scrowel and a 1 point on the board for Hibiki. An unfortunate scenario for the 16th seed, but Scrowel prevailing, showing how strong they are in their performance today. Very, very well played on both sides. This match was far closer than what the scores lead on. So Scrowel will be advancing to the next round of the winner's bracket to